Hi guys, in this video I'll talk about behavioral mapping, and it's not part of the quiz. With behavioral mapping, it's a type of systematic observation research that tracks behavior over space and time. So the tracking may focus on a particular place or be based on an individual's movement. So these two techniques are so-called the place-centered and person or individual-centered mapping. So place-centered or individual-centered mapping. Many websites, some applications, and most free Wi-Fi systems opt users into this type of advertising. Permission is often granted when accepting the terms and conditions of the Wi-Fi, the free Wi-Fi, or you read the small print, if you read the small print, or when accepting cookies. So each device is given a unique identifier, of course, that can be then tracked. Here is how many cars worked with Bliss to use behavioral mapping to raise awareness, so which is brochure downloads, and engagement, which is the number of test drives. So the number of test drives were an indication for engagement, while the number of brochure downloads were an indication of behavioral mapping to raise awareness. Uh, so for the two new car models, you have Mini Cooper, Mini Countryman, and the Mini Paceman. Okay, this is just an example. I think these are just let's take it as a hypothetical examples. So this is the Mini use real-time programmatic advertising, how they reach their target audience. First of all, through behavioral mapping and or IP location. The Mini car was able to serve ads in real time to device owners who visit 4 or 5-star hotels, Michelin-starred restaurants, or business class lounges in airports, meaning wealthy, and who are in proximity to the Mini dealership or in competitor dealership. So basically, you live in proximity to the Mini dealership or a competitor dealership, visiting fancy hotels or Michelin star restaurants, or you have a business class lounge access in the airport. Then it took 2 days to set up the campaign, the £20,000 campaign. So it's very expensive. So this is when we're talking about very much customized digital marketing campaigns. This is the cost, and this is sterling pounds. So 20,000 sterling pounds campaign ran for 5 weeks and delivered an average campaign click-through rate of 0.55%. Of course, the industry benchmark is around that much, 0.5% for campaigns, and 160,000 average daily impressions. So as you can see, the click-through rate for display advertisements is not as competitive with the other shopping advertisements or paid search. Many Paceman ads delivered a greater volume of impressions, so they have 63% views. Mini Countryman ads delivered better click-through rate, 0.6%. And for devices, they found out that iOS outperformed Android by CTR 0.97% versus 0.75%. So this is the kind of insights that you get out of these impressions or campaigns. Now, we don't have information about the results, how many purchases been made for the cars, and this is I don't think I have it. I have information on it. So the click-through rate peaks were at mid-morning for this group of individuals, were in mid-morning, 10 o'clock, and mid-afternoon at 2 o'clock, and immediately after work at 5. So break periods and commuting time, of course, was between 5 to 8 p.m. I think I'm mistaken here. And break time. Sorry, this is the cost per impression. The cost per impression or mille per 1,000 impressions was between 5 and 8 pounds. So this is the kind of kind of cost that £20,000 digital marketing campaign could expect. Let's talk about another example here. Another example is Bliss and Gillette for branding. So there's another campaign that Bliss had rolled out for Gillette to deliver rich media ads incorporating dynamic weather information to female mobile users in a designated age range. So now they know that they are female and their age range across the UK, and they also pulled out weather information like real-time dynamic weather information, as you can see here on the ad. The immediate results showed an uplift of plus 10% who identified Gillette as versus Gillette Venus as a trusted brand, plus 11% uplift in those who thought it was a brand for people like them. So this is for brand awareness. Now another one is Thomson Holidays and Bliss. They ran a campaign to deliver traffic. So what Bliss done is they increased their footfall, the traffic into their stores, using path or a retargeting solution and footfall attribution. There's something called footfall attribution, measuring the footfall in a location related to an ad. So the footfall in a location, meaning that you are in the store or in a certain location or a mall. They help Thomson create remarketing and out-of-home billboards. So they understood where most of the customers are, and then they were able to better understand where to locate their out-of-home billboards. So by comparing a control group against a group served with the ads, this is an interesting case study. So they compared a control group against a group of groups that were served the ads. They tracked the path activity of both of them, and they found out that through to the store, the footfall up to 7 days later, they found out that those who were served the app, their path locations, or they kept tracking their location to find out whether you're going to visit the store or not. So they some people, they were tracking them without being served the ads. The other group, they were tracked while being served the ads, and they want to find out if serving ads actually leads people to visiting the store. So this delivered an increase in store footfall. Ads served in this out of home, out of house, out of home billboard sites shown a plus 121% uplift. Previous travel sites or app users shown plus 135%. So Thomson store visitors showed plus 138% uplift. So this subsequently helps to relocate budget more effectively, as you can see. The out of home billboards driven plus 121% uplift, while the previous travel sites or app users 135%, which is more, and then Thomson store visitors showed 138% uplift. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? The campaign automation with the many devices that users own and with different advertising techniques available, including native advertising, real-time retargeting, and video ad campaigns. Campaign automation is needed to make this activity manageable. Campaign automations, of course, manages all the tasks involved with creating, deploying, and optimizing social marketing campaigns, ideation, planning, and so on. What you need to do is you have to optimize and deliver or interpret these insights. Then you multiply that process by numerous products, brands, agencies, locations, and vendors, and you can easily see how campaign management can become very complicated very quickly. Now let's talk about Lexus. Lexus created over 1,000 video ads, so you see why automation of campaigns is very important. They delivered over 1,000 video ads for a single Facebook ad campaign using campaign automations from Unified. So Unified here is another company, and I'm not sure if they are still in business. Uh, yeah, it's maybe called Unified Automation or something now. Um, Unified Marketing, maybe something like that. Uh, yeah. So Unified.com. So Unified.com is a comprehensive paid social advertising solutions at scale. So this is for big automation for big advertising for big corporations. And let me show you the website. Okay, Unified Marketing. Here it is. So here's the website for unified.com, and this is the it's a very basic website, but look at their partners: Starbucks, Honda, Air New Zealand, Toyota, Jack in the Box, Mercedes, and other big names, Lexus, for example, and so on. Let me check if they have any case studies. Unfortunately, seems like they don't. Oh, here, case studies. They have a blog also that you could visit. So this is Unified Resources. Here you can take a look at different case studies that they've been working with, and check what other possibilities digital marketer could have working with these or partnering with these companies. So they targeted 600 different segments and delivered almost 4,000 ads to reach 11 million potential buyers with the help of an automation engine from Unified. This generating a 315% higher completed video view rate and 1,673% higher engagement rate. Why? Customization and segmentation. 600 different segments. Can you imagine? So very highly customized ad serving requires automation because of the massive scale. So in summary, despite the low click-through rates for display advertisements compared to the paid search, these ads are still seen and still alive and still necessary for not only brand awareness but also driving traffic and also enhancing revenue. Is just the fact that they require a lot of behavioral mapping to and third party data management platforms partners, so that they can deliver an optimal click through rate or a return on investment on the and on the CTR and basically the views. Banners can be higher targeted and can be highly targeted and sometimes blended with native ads. Programmatic ads automate the buying and selling, of course, of the advertisements. Mad Men, who are advertisers, are recruiting math men right now, which are the algorithm creators and AI specialists. However, creativity is still important, and as bad as and it's important as ads as bad as damage brands. Oh, okay, creativity is important, but also it is as bad as it damaging the brand if you don't use it correctly. Remarketing, retargeting also by targeting visitors that happen on your site and tailor the ads according to which stage of the buying process the customer is at. This is important for you. So we talked about certain examples where if the customer exits at the cart page, we serve the customer different ads, and we retarget the customer. And also if the customer is sending a contact us message or landed on the contact us page, this means that they would like to talk to us, they are in the consideration stage. Location based advertisements versus the behavioral, combine all this data plus where you have been online or out or offline, and then they combine all this data, the online and offline data or location based data, behavioral mapping data, and they can use ABC testing or A/B testing, compare the performance of different campaigns as we've seen in previous examples, and use the information for budgeting. Behavioral mapping, layered data can be added to reveal additional insights. Banner ads are alive still, and they are still important. They just important for expensive, maybe high scale kind of campaigns, not for necessarily for small businesses. All right, guys, this is it for us today. And this is it for the video for now.